What we just witnessed in the last few minutes is a dramatic shift in U.S. policy. The United States, for the first time now in almost 4 decades, deciding that it was not going to use its veto power.
You can't undo a Security Council resolution. You can't take away a veto. And this Security Council resolution is an invitation to the International Criminal Court to go after Israel. It's an invitation to the BDS movement to start sanctioning Israel. It's a very, very bad resolution.
After the outrageous anti-Israel resolution at the UN, the U.S. House of Representatives voted yesterday resoundingly to support Israel and reject this one-sided resolution. Democrats and Republicans alike know that the Western Wall isn't occupied territory. They voted to either repeal the resolution at the UN or change it, and that's exactly what we intend to do. We in Jerusalem have just experienced an unprovoked terrorist attack, a murderous attack that claimed the lives of 4 young Israelis and wounded others. This is part of the same pattern inspired by Islamic State, by ISIS, that we saw first in France and then in Germany, now in Jerusalem. This is part of the same ongoing battle against this global scourge of the new terrorism. We can only fight it together, but we have to fight it. And we will.
Place in Washington. John Kerry was there for the outgoing US team, but from Friday it's the incoming Trump administration, pro-Israeli in a new kind of way, that calls the shots. Not a huge amount achieved in Paris, except perhaps for a signal sent that whatever the changes that are coming, most countries still believe in the existing blueprint for peace in the Middle East. Hugh Schofield, BBC News, Paris.
The alliance between Israel and America has always been extremely strong. It's about to get even stronger.
I wear heels. It's not for a fashion statement. It's because if I see something wrong, we're going to kick them every single time. So for anyone that says you can't get anything done at the UN, they need to know there's a new sheriff in town.
Yesterday, I visited the Western Wall and marveled at the monument to God's presence and man's perseverance. I was humbled to place my hand upon the wall and to pray in that holy space for wisdom from God.
The death toll rising from that deadly attack in London. A single attacker using a car as his weapon, mowing down people on a bridge to the British Parliament. People running for their lives. You see it here, that iconic building put on lockdown.
This all apparently happened at about 11:15 this evening at the end of an Ariana Grande concert, an American pop singer. She was there. And eyewitnesses say that they heard a large bang, the sound of a bang coming from inside the arena there.
Our country has made significant progress in disrupting plots and protecting the public. But it is time to say enough is enough. Everybody needs to go about their lives as they normally would. Our society should continue to function in accordance with our values. But when it comes to taking on extremism and terrorism, things need to change.
And we are now able, officially so to speak, to say that there is going to be, at the end, when everything is in, there is going to be a hung parliament.
בימים האחרונים נתגלתה מנהרה של חמאס מתחת לשני בתי ספר בעזה. החמאס משתמש בילדי בית ספר כמגן אנושי, וזה האויב שאנחנו נלחמים בו שנים רבות.
We are the largest pro-Israel organization in the United States, some 3.5 million members and growing every day. It's a movement that can't be confined only to America's borders. It's got to go global. It's got to go worldwide for such a time as this. And I see things coming full circle here in Great Britain. The modern Christian Zionist movement was born here in the 19th century, and now it is coming back. Yes, there's darkness, but the light is coming in a major way as well. It is a beautiful thing to see.
An attack in one of the holiest places of Jerusalem, near Lion's Gate, at the eastern entrance of the Old City. 3 gunmen opened fire just after 7 in the morning on Friday. Police forces chased after them. Israeli police closed off the area and said Friday prayers will not be held for Muslims at the Temple Mount.
To the men and women of Christians United for Israel, this president hears you. This president stands with you. And I promise you that the day will come when President Donald Trump moves the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. It is not a question of if, it is only when.
Trump decertifying the Iran nuclear agreement. That kicks the issue back to Congress, which now has a 60-day window to make the next move. And though the United States did not actually walk away from the nuclear deal, the president is leaving that option on the table.
We enter a week of commemorations around the centenary of the Balfour Declaration. Would my right honourable friend, the Prime Minister, rededicate us to the pursuit of peace and justice for both the Israelis and the Palestinians, but celebrate with pride our small national contribution to the creation of a democracy in the Middle East, a sanctuary for those who suffered from anti-Semitism and fear its rise again, and in the State of Israel, a true friend of the United Kingdom.
Well, can I first of all say to my honourable friend that we are proud of the role that we played in the creation of the State of Israel, and we will certainly mark the centenary with pride.
I thank Britain for the foresighted declaration of Lord Balfour. I thank Britain for liberating the Holy Land from 400 years of Ottoman domination. And I thank Britain for valiantly standing alone against the Nazi tyranny. For all this, the Jewish people and the Jewish state will be forever grateful. Thank you.
It is my prayer that before this Jewish year is over, that the embassy will be moved to the city of Jerusalem, and the nations of the world will know that America fully endorses the statehood of Israel, and that Jerusalem is no longer up for grabs, but it is specifically and uniquely the eternal and undivided capital of the Jewish state.
Therefore, I have determined that it is time to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
The United Kingdom will vote in favour of the Egyptian text on Jerusalem because it is in line with our long-standing position on Jerusalem.
Will those in favour of the draft resolution contained in document S/2017/1060 please raise their hand. Thank you. Will those against? Thank you. Members of this council can vote again and again, hundreds and hundreds more times, to denounce our presence in Jerusalem. But you will never succeed in changing the Bible.